Good morning. My name is Ashley Johnson, and I'm the Business and Outreach Librarian at the Vernon Area Library. And today we're going to talk about getting your business on Google and Google Maps and Google Business. So if you have questions, please feel free to use the chat feature or reach out to me directly. My email is ajohnson@vapld.info. And if at any point you have questions, please use the chat because it's a small group, so we'll be able to answer those as they come in. So let me just share my screen really quick. All right. As I mentioned, my name is Ashley Johnson. I'm the Business and Outreach Librarian, and this is part of a partnership with Google called Grow with Google, and it helps people across the United States grow their skills, careers, and businesses by offering free tools, training, and events. So this is a fairly lengthy and in detail session about Google tools and how they can be helpful, and you should utilize them for your business as far as being online. We're going to go over 5 sections. We'll spend the first 10 minutes explaining the business profile on Google, what it is, what it includes, where it appears. Then we'll review the steps and help you learn about verifying and creating this profile. And then we'll spend 5 minutes discussing how to manage your business. And we'll take a tour of Google My Business and everything you can do with the profile that we're talking about today. And we'll wrap it up with a quick recap, and you'll have chances for questions. But like I said, anytime you have questions, please feel free to use the chat. Okay, what is a business profile on Google? A business profile is free, and it allows your business information to appear correctly on Google Search and Maps. So you'll use a tool called Google My Business to create and manage your business profile. So within the dashboard of Google My Business, you can update your address, phone number, website, open hours, reviews, which I think is probably the most important element of this service, and answer questions that customers might have and connect with your customers online. It can only be created for businesses that either have a physical location or one that customers can visit. So you can be a traveling business, but you can't be an only online retailer. So if you make in-person contact, you are eligible to have a profile on here. Ineligible businesses might be like rental properties. So if you rent out your house as an Airbnb, no, things like that. If your business hasn't opened yet, you can still create a business profile and let your community know that it will be opening soon. So there's opportunity to verify later and give information about opening dates. So that's great. We're going to take a look at one of these. Now, this is probably very familiar to everyone. If you have ever been in your car or in a place where you're looking for a good restaurant or a dry cleaner, you probably Google on your phone or on your computer dry cleaner, and it says like dry cleaner near me. These will pop up on your phone or on your desktop in your Google search is off to the right. We're going to look at an example of that as well. But you'll see a video, photos of your business. So that can be your photos or your customers' photos that they take, the name that you designate, reviews. So customers can leave reviews and they will show up there. An overview. So this is something that you establish. You can say, you know, what kind of business you are, what your specialty is, whatever that is, your location, so your correct street address, quick links, which I very much appreciate these when businesses have them, but on your phone, if you just click that call button, it automatically calls the business. It gives you directions through Google Maps, which I use constantly. You can save things. So personally, I use the save feature if I'm planning a trip somewhere and I'm doing just research beforehand, where do I want to go? And then all those kind of saved tags end up in another sort of place later, so you can look them up. And then of course your website. An hours function. So if you close for holiday hours, or if you have an emergency where you need to close, it's a very good idea to update that information as you know it online. So you give the best and most up-to-date information to people that might be looking for you online. This is how it looks on a desktop. So it kind of, if you Google something, you'll have in the sort of center of the panel off to the left, you'll see everything that comes up if somebody Googles tailor and cleaners, versus off to the right, it would be your business profile. Depending on your status in a search or what the search was, there's a chance that you might not be the thing off to the right because that's the specific business profile. It also coincides and connects with Google Maps. So remember I mentioned travel and looking at places as they appear on a map. You will show up in Google Maps. So if you use Google Maps as a navigation tool, there's a thing on there where you can say, search along my route for, and if you say restaurants, if you're a business owner, a restaurant owner, your company would show up on the route on the map. It's very nice. 1.5 billion people visit 1.5 billion destinations every month related to their Google search. So this is a very powerful aspect of Google My Business, and something that I think if you're a business owner, this is 100% something that you should have, a Google My Business profile. People are searching locally, and there are billions of local searches made monthly. So more than 30% of all mobile searches are related to a specific location. Just think about your own habits. How often, probably multiple times a day, you might be searching something, your doctor's appointment to get the phone number, or your doctor's office, or it's school season. Where are you going to get back to school clothes? Where do you need to go to do that? So business profiles work on all devices, so potential customers can find you no matter how they get online. So you don't have to have an iPhone, you don't have to have an Android, you don't have to have a Google phone. Google is sort of ubiquitous. So anywhere that Google is available, your business profile will be able to be viewed. Very powerful. Here is how you get started if you haven't already claimed your business profile. You click on the label "Own this business?" ? Claim it now. And if you don't see this link, you can visit Google My Business at google.com/business to get the process started. So let's talk about creating a business profile on Google. One of the ways to access Google My Business is by visiting google.com/business. If you're new to Google My Business, click Manage Now. The image on this slide shows the Manage Now button, what happens when you click that. So you can also access and edit your profile by looking for it on the Google search. So if you know that your business is Googleable, you can do it that way. Or if you're not sure and you just want to start fresh, go to google.com/manage. To use any of the tools, you'll need to be signed into your Google account. So if you have a Google email or use Google Suites for your business already, this is already something that you have. Otherwise, it's very easy. They make it extremely easy for you to create a Google email. So you go ahead and create that. If you don't have a Google account, you can set one up for free. If your business or employer uses Google Workspace, you may have an email address that doesn't look like a Google email address. Like, for example, the library actually uses Google Suite and Google Workspace. So while all of our staff emails are at vapld.info, we use Google to sign in. So this is how you'll gain access to your Google My Business account. Once you begin typing your business name, a drop-down list may appear. So if you see a list of businesses, scan the results for yours. If your business name does not appear, click on it and it skips you ahead to one step. And if you type in your business name and it doesn't appear on the list and you don't see any options listed, just click next. They'll make sure that you can create or find your your business. Then you'll want to confirm your business name. Is it spelled correctly? You know, if it's something where it's like there's no spaces, but there's a capital in between, is it formatted correctly? If that all looks good, click next. And then you're going to need to select a category for the business. All of these things, while they might seem tedious, it's very important to do what they say, do what Google says, because if it really plays into the way that your results show up in a search. So you have to use an existing category. You can't create a category. We call this a controlled vocabulary in the library world and research. So they are categorizing you. If your business fits multiple categories, start with the main category. When you're done, click next. Do you have a location for customers to visit? If you'll be asked to choose. These businesses still appear on Google Maps. If you don't have a location, you will have to change your address. So you'll need a physical address at some point. It might be updated, like if you're a home run business, say you do I don't know, let's say animal grooming out of a van that you take to someone else's house, you'll have to set it up to your address, but then you can make that private. If you checked yes, you'll enter the complete address, official street address of your business, and don't include extra details like cross streets or landmarks. You can add a suite number if you click add line there. And if you check no, you'll be asked to enter the area you serve. So you can get a general sort of radius where you would show up. You can do this by entering the city or postal codes or neighborhoods that you will intend to serve. So if you already have a business profile and you've selected a service radius around your business, the process has changed. So you can no longer set your service area as a distance around your business. Instead, you'll need to specify your service area by city, postal code, or other areas. If your business has a physical address, but also delivers goods and services after entering the business address, you'll have to, you'll have the option later to add additional service areas, but you'll just want it to be connected to your address. It's a lot of details here, and I'm happy to go through it with any of you that are interested in setting this up. It is something that I think it's really cool, and I'm happy to help you. And I can help you because we're part of a partnership with Google. So this will also be shared online. So if I'm going really fast, I'm sorry, there's just a lot of slides. So you'll be prompted to enter your phone number or your website address. You want to make sure that this is current info. It will help customers keep in touch with you and learn more about your business. To add the web address of an existing website, simply uncheck the box next to create a free website based on your info. So this will allow you to create a Google website that is free. They're not necessarily the best, but a lot of businesses are using Facebook Business as their website. So I think that's kind of Google's response to the fact that a lot of businesses are kind of ditching the average web hosted website for their business and opting for a simpler free Google or Facebook business profile. So Facebook has while Facebook and Google don't play nicely together, Google has created the Google websites that are free to help you have somewhere to direct traffic if you choose to use Facebook exclusively as your website, your website. So yes, consider Google My Business Google as a website option. So then you'll have to verify your connection to the business. This is where all of the addresses and things come into play. You'll click finish and move ahead into the verification. They'll need to verify you. So there is a process to do that. If you're ready to start, click mail, and then they're going to mail you a postcard that then you turn around and to use as a verification tool that you received it. The postcard is sent your way. It should arrive to you within 5 days, and it can take as long as 14. But if anyone else is at your location and checks the mail, let them know that you're on the look for a postcard from Google. And then you'll be prompted to add, you might be prompted to add additional information at this point, as far as categorizing or things like that. Select any that are relevant to you and click save. Write a business description. So this ends up on that profile that we were talking about. Describe your business, what you offer, what sets you apart, your history, anything else that's helpful for customers to know. It's succinct, it's not super wordy, it's just a little something to give people an idea of what you do. Focus primarily on the details. You have 750 characters to do so. So don't include URLs, don't include, links to anything else. It's not going to work. This is just a little short description about your business. You can add photos. So if you took fancy, nice photos when you first started your business, upload those here. The more engaging or attractive they are, Google is very smart, and they want things to look really good. So if you're putting up pixelated old photos that are cropped funny or aren't the right size for the space that they give you, they can tell. And it, I don't want to say it will give you won't show up as much, but it definitely won't help you. And sometimes they choose businesses or things that they think look really good on their platform, and they will choose to kind of propel those a little bit more. So you can also add videos. So something that might be cool if you're a candy store or something like that, and it's the holiday season and you're making candy and you're icing cookies, having a short video and including that there is an engaging way to kind of take advantage of the resources that Google provides for you. So, and you can do this all the time. I mentioned cookies during the holiday season or school supplies, update those things and Google will kind of reward you for it. You might get free ads, you might get free, status on a Google search. It really is up to, they like to see that people are kind of playing in their sandbox, So if you're taking advantage of all the Google tools and you're a Google superstar, then they will sort of reward you. In this example, the business profile for Vince's Village Cobbler has been verified. If yours hasn't been verified, you'll see it as a pending verification. This is what it looks like from the inside of the dashboard. So this is where you will go to make changes. You'll create posts, you'll add photos, you'll see usage statistics and things like that. Special features might pop up. Google is notorious for trying things and then being like, oh, never mind, we're not going to do this. So it could come and go, what is available to you on there. But keep your profile fresh, let customers know what's going on and what's coming up. It's always a good idea. So we're going to take a look inside Google My Business to see what you can do. It's a little tour of the dashboard. You'll start on the home screen. This will be just a kind of a snapshot. You'll have the ability to make edits from here. You can edit what shows up in your search. You have to be logged into your Google account to be able to access all this. And then this is a video. I'm not sure I'm set up for video. I'm going to skip this for right now. Also on the left-hand side, this is if you click on info and then business name, that's where you can update that information. You can update category information, anything you did in those first steps. If you just want to go through and update them from time to time, say you're adding a new service, be sure to do that in there. Changes to any address. So if you move, put that in there. This is very important, is the confirm your business hours. So this statistic is pretty important. 40% of local business searches, they just want to find out about hours of operation, especially during COVID times and, you know, closing and staff shortages and things like that. It's very important to keep all of this updated, and they make it easy to do so. And this is how you do it. If you don't have this set up, it says typically, or some, you know, like they have to kind of guess, and guessing doesn't really help anyone, especially if it's wrong. So you can do more hours. This is a short name. I'm not quite sure why you would use this. If you have, oh, I see, like maybe a Twitter account or Instagram accounts, you can leave information about that there. So the Vernon Area Library has at VAPLD, probably on there. Also your phone number, make sure that's up to date. This is very important to me as a Google user. I love that call button, and this is how that connects to that as far as the user side of it. If this phone number is incorrect and I click that call button, I'm going to get an error. I'm not going to be able to talk to you on the phone when I want to talk to you, and that might make me choose another business. So these are the attributes, things like, and identify if you're Black-owned, veteran-led, women-led. These are just little tags that Google has added to Google business profiles. So you could see the little icons down there at the bottom. If you are one of those, you can add those to your profile. Enter a brief description about what you offer, what sets you apart. Info about opening date if it's not necessarily now. So if you haven't quite opened yet, that's how you can change this. And you want to make it easier for people to get to you. So say you're a salon, or again, like a dog groomer. If you do appointment-based services, you can set that up in here. I think you can also connect it to some third-party reservation software. So if you're a restaurant, like OpenTable can connect to this. The details on that I'm a little hazy with, but I know it's an option. Bookings, online classes, appointments, same sort of deal. And if you want to make posts, so the library, I'm going to use the library as an example, but we tend to, we have events, we have things that we are promoting at that time. So much like Facebook, you can make posts. And if a person subscribes to you, they will be alerted in some way. Honestly, I don't know how those show up. I think on your business profile, if you kind of dig around a little bit, you can, if you're looking at a business on Google, if you scroll in that a little bit, they pop up on the profile side of it. I'm not sure how many people use it, but again, it's important to just kind of play in Google's sandbox a little bit. So what's new, products, offers, events, things like that. You can add all of those things in your types of posts. So if you're having an open house, or if you have a special 20% off blah, blah, blah coupon or offer, those are all things that you can put in here. And if you're doing it already, just add Google to the list of places that you have as far as your marketing to include that information online. So 90% of customers are more likely to visit a business that has photos. And this, I think, is particularly important to places like restaurants or products, or, if you're a running company, what does your store look like? Do you have services that are, that you can help with gait and fit and things like that? People want to see what they know what to expect before they get there. So as many pictures as you can is great. You want to get good photos. So remember, I mentioned those professional photos. You can include a logo on those photos. You can include a logo as your cover photo. Just make sure that they're good quality. And then products tab. This might be if you're an online, or not an online, but maybe you are a retailer that has a storefront. You can post pictures of things that you have in the shop, but you want to make sure that those are up to date and changed if you sell them. You can add services, so talk about what you do. And then this is a little bit more about the website. So you can, it's a very simple website, themes, you can update text, you can add photos, and just go live. You can pay a little bit more and have it say, you know, yourbusiness.com, or you could have it be free and it'll say sites.google or yourbusiness.com/sites.google, or, you know, whatever. It's a little bit more obviously free, that you haven't paid for the domain. And the domains honestly aren't that expensive. So it's really up to you and your comfort level with web development. So very important. Once your business profile is verified, you have the option to read and respond to reviews. So up until this point, if you have had a business that is receiving reviews, but you haven't had a Google My Business profile set up, you've had no way to respond to the things that people are saying about you online. And you know what? 1 bad, 3 bad, 5 bad reviews on Google is enough to make people stop going to your business. So it's important to have access to this tool just so you can respond. You cannot delete bad reviews, and you cannot, you know, bolster good reviews, but you can reply in a professional and polite manner to potentially critical reviews. And that is a great reason that is probably the best reason to use this tool out of anything that I'll talk about today, because those online reviews will get you. And honestly, from experience and just working with businesses in the community, understand that Yelp can be kind of a nightmare to work with. And I am anti-Yelp. So if you, we want to get people away from Yelp and encourage people to use services like Google, because it's free and they aren't, you know, well, if you've worked with Yelp, you know that they're kind of a nightmare to work with. So you want to reply to reviews and build customer trust and loyalty. Responding and replying in a timely and professional manner shows customers that your business is listening and that you care about customer feedback, and it can positively influence potential customers, even if it's negative. You know, I've read reviews of businesses, of people saying, you know, this was the most terrible service I ever received. And then you'll see that the business replies, you know, with the business name as the replying. It's not like a person saying, you know, we're sorry that you had a bad experience. Let's talk about it. Or, you know, actually, that's not what happened, you know, trying to explain what happened, or just kind of moving on. So this gives you the choice. You'll also be able to message on there. I don't know how you can turn it on your phone. So if you're very mobile, you can have the messaging on your phone turned on. So if a customer messages you, you get it quickly. I have tried messing around with messaging specifically for like nail appointments, and they're not so responsive on there. It really just depends on the business. And, you know, on Facebook, it's all kind of part of it. The Facebook messaging is part of it. And it'll tell you right on there, you know, this business owner is very responsive, or this business owner takes multiple days to respond. This one, it doesn't give you such a good idea of how to expect responses. But again, it's connected to your phone, it's connected to your website. It shouldn't be, the key is to make it not difficult to get a hold of you. You can add people that can edit and respond to reviews and get inside of your profile to update information. So say you have a manager that works in the evenings and there's an emergency and they need to shut the store down, that manager has the ability to log into Google and say closed, or change your times to reflect that, and even make a post and say why you're closing. And then there's the Insights tab. I think this is very interesting. It will, in true Google fashion, it will give you some insights into how people are using your website, where they're coming from. One that I love that the Vernon Area Library just cracks up all the time about is you can see what people Google to find you and how people what they get to. So the Vernon Area Library is about as clear as mud, right? But so people say Vernon Hills Library, they'll say Lincolnshire Library, they'll say Buffalo Grove Library, or the Lincolnshire Area Library. So you could see all the funny things that people think that you are called, but you're not. That being said, it might add you or make you consider some changes you might make at any point. But there's Discovery, other brands that are related, and what people are searching and what they're ending up with when they might be looking for you, but they're ending up somewhere else. There are more reports available on this tab as well, where customers view your business so where they are locally. You see, oh, we have a lot of customers coming from Deerfield, Illinois. Perhaps we should consider having a store in Deerfield. Or customer actions, what searchers did once they found your profile on Google. And so did they call you, or did they visit your website? You can see all of these things. It's very interesting. So next steps to create the profile is to visit google.com/business, claim your business profile, request the business postcard, and then start playing around. So in the meantime, you can definitely explore and scoot around online and update your, see how people are using the tool. Once you've created that account, you'll want to schedule time to update your profile on a regular basis. You want to make it a habit. Again, like up-to-date information is the key with anything having to do online. If you can't commit to doing that, it is maybe something to consider not doing. So if you can't handle updating your hours or updating any information about your business, including photos, replying to reviews, maybe it's not for you, and that's okay. You just got to know the way that you work. You cannot set it and forget it. So here's some resources. They will provide you with a marketing kit, which I think is so cool. So say you have a bunch of really great reviews, they'll send you posters, like beautiful, thick posters. I've seen them on the doors at businesses that it's just a review in an attractive way, and it's a marketing kit, and it's free. Google Primer, it's an app that you can learn about. They're just mini courses. I think some of them are 5 minutes or less on how to kind of up your game and make yourself really good at Google. And you can watch videos. YouTube is a Google product, so you could pretty much find anything you want to know about any Google product on YouTube, because that's their domain, and they're probably really well produced. And then Grow with Google is just a great service in general. They have business-specific training and just like upskilling for Google businesses. See, this is a little bit more about that. It's for teachers and students, for local businesses, for job seekers, or for developers. This program is one of the programs that they've designed for local businesses. So the library does offer them. I think I just did one on, oh goodness, I've forgotten what the topic was now. But it was for job seekers. It was using Google tools to create resumes and just having a good online presence. So making sure that your Google, if someone searches your name, they're not getting anything completely scary. And so with that, that's the end of our slides. I wanted to just give you a second. And if you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat. I'd be happy to answer those. Like I said, this is, if you aren't already doing it, it is something that you really should be doing. And I don't say that lightly. I'm going to just say it, as a millennial, I use my phone and I use Google to identify businesses that I want to see or visit, or things I want to buy, almost exclusively. So it is a great idea if you are looking for customers, your business to consumer kind of business, to have your information up to date and accessible on Google, because that's the best and baddest show in town. So don't sleep on Google My Business. And now that you've learned so much about it, you are now you're going to see it everywhere. You're going to Google something and you'll be like, oh, I'm using a Google My Business profile. And that's great. I think that the more that we are all aware of what's going on, the more likely we are to take advantage of these tools. So it is free. It takes a little time. You might have a little of a bit of a learning curve, but I do encourage you to take advantage of it. And if you have any problems or questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Ashley Johnson, and I'm the Business and Outreach Librarian at the Vernon Area Library in Lincolnshire, Illinois. And my email is ajohnson@vapld.info. If you register for this program, I'm going to be sending you a recording for it, and we will be posting this video recording on our YouTube channel, very Google centric of us. So feel free to share it with anybody that you think should be taking advantage of it, or might be savvy and be able to help you. But again, remember that the library is always here to help. And if you have questions about it, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day.